Wednesday, the 17th of February 2021. Good morning and welcome to the local news for today. In the news, Code of Conduct needed to prevent sexual abuse in sports, Suriname ready to introduce e-passports, crisis in hospitality sector not over yet, and MP's ex-Minister of Health about the approach for the crisis. My body is not a toy. Words from a victim of sexual harassment. Boys and girls are victims of sex crimes every year. Scientist Kirti Algu works for the Surinamese Olympic Committee on awareness among young people and especially young athletes. According to Algu, awareness and protection are basic principles to prevent sexual harassment. Behavioral change can contribute to a safe environment for young people. Algu says that parents can also contribute to the prevention of harassment. In addition, athletes deserve more protection. Developing and enforcing codes of conduct for Surinamese sports federations can also make a substantial contribution to this matter. Suriname is getting ready to use e-passports. These passports, also known as biometric passports, are important to travel easier to Europe and the United States of America. The government is now working on a draft law that will be submitted to the National Assembly. Suriname must switch to e-passports. Such documents are already being used internationally. And we are on the right track when it comes to digitizing public services, says the Minister of Home Affairs, Bronto Sumoharjo. And in addition to the rest of the world, Suriname is not far behind. The government is now in talks with various companies to find out how Suriname can carry out the process as cost-effectively as possible. And the fact is that an e-passport will provide much more benefits. Despite the hospitality industry being open again since last Saturday and that guests may be received on the terrace, the crisis is far from over. According to Robin Rumer, the chairman of the Paramaribo Entertainment Center Foundation, SUP, many bankruptcies will follow. If the COVID-19 situation continues like it is now, the hospitality sector will fall like a house of cards. Rumer predicts this on the basis of the situation since March 16 last year, when the first COVID-19 case was reported. Unfortunately, the loss that has been suffered cannot be made up. From the calculations of SUP, which has now united itself in a collective of hospitality companies, it appears that the companies have a considerable loss since 2020, suffered by the COVID-19 pandemic. And according to Rumer, this is a revenue loss of 70%. From the COVID-19 period to until now, the sector has not received aid or compensation from the COVID-19 fund. Last week, the hospitality sector threatened to file a lawsuit against the government for the fact that they had not been given permission to reopen. And after a long talk, an agreement was reached to reopen the hospitality sector with observing the COVID-19 protocols. As long as the COVID-19 pandemic continues with the limited measures, it will be difficult to get out of the economic crisis. This was written in a letter to the Minister of Health, Amara Madin, by MPs Cheryl Dijksteel and Rajinder Dibby. According to the parliamentarians, an urgent approach is needed so that the crisis and recovery plan can still be successfully implemented this year. In the letter, the MPs expressed their concern and they asked for specification of the cost for the COVID-19 vaccines. The parliamentarians also want to know what the campaign will look like and who will be the one to get the first shot. That is it for the local news for today. Head back tomorrow for a new edition. Until then, bye-bye.